Here we go, man. It's another episode of Undiscovered. I go by the name of DJ B. Moss, and I have a very, very special guest in the building today, man. I met this artist a few weeks ago. Actually, no, it was about a month ago. He done performed at a few of our shows already. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to y'all to YNC Made It. What's good, my guy?
What's going on? What's going on? It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for taking me in.
So, like, when I do these interviews, you know what I'm saying, one of the first things I want to talk about is the background of the artist that I'm interviewing, because I don't really know too much about you. So before I get started, first thing I want to ask, are you from Atlanta? And if you're not from Atlanta, what brought you to the city?
Oh, there are multiple ways to answer that question. Let's start with a simple answer. Yes, I am born in Atlanta. I've lived here a good bit of my life.
Right.
But I haven't gotten the upbringing of somebody from Atlanta.
Okay.
My whole entire family's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, shit, okay.
Good. Even up to my parents,
Right.
like everybody from there. So I haven't gotten like the traditional like upbringing of an Atlanta native. Even like to the music that I've listened to. Like I probably haven't listened to like Drake to like 6th or 7th grade.
Wow,
so, like,
wow.
Stuff like that. I didn't get all that.
So with you being in Atlanta, your parents, were they into music or like
Oh, absolutely. But they were into more soca, which is
yeah.
a type of calypso down in Trinidad and Tobago. So that was what was being played in the house, in the car, all day, every day. So that was what I was growing up accustomed to.
Is that a big influence on why you do music today?
Absolutely. Like I didn't have they knew like even before the day I was born that I
What?
was a musician. Nah, seriously, my aunt would tell me like I knew you was a she would call me a music man. That's what she would call me.
Wow, that's dope. So when was your like, I want to say breakout? When was the breakout for when you started doing music for you? Like what year? Like how old was you? Like when did you say, yo, this is what I really want to do?
I would say 8th grade, because I did piano growing up. I was doing piano. I was playing the trombone in band, but I didn't really take it too seriously.
Right.
But like when I was in 8th grade, I was like maybe 14. I was like, I wanted to be a pianist.
Oh,
I don't
word.
know why. I just wanted to be a
that's dope.
pianist. I taught myself to play the piano. And then into junior year, I was doing talent shows. My girlfriend's dad came to one of the talent shows and liked my piano stuff. And
So you used on the piano in the talent show?
yeah, and the
that's
talent
hard.
shows. Yeah, before we even dated, my girlfriend's dad was there, introduced me to his daughter, who was singing at the time. So we were doing collaborations, and she taught me how to use Logic Pro. And she was like, "You should be a producer. You should be a producer." I'm like, nah, I don't know. It's not my thing. Like, I just want to play piano. But then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? This might be my calling, because I was really confused of what I wanted to do in my life. I really didn't have like a plan B. So I was like, it's music or nothing. It's still, I don't have a plan B. Like, this is it. Like, music or nothing. So I would say maybe junior year, I wanted to be a full-on musician.
So you all in on music right now?
Oh,
if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 21 years old. I'm 22 in March.
So you still young. So that being said, what you saying, I'm 21 years old, I'm all in on music. How does your family feel about you being all in on music at 21? Do you feel like they're supportive, or do you feel like they be like, hey, man, you need to go to school and, get a marketing degree or something like that?
They're 100% supportive, but I'm also in school. So as long as I'm getting a degree,
Okay.
then
Okay. So tell me about school. What you in school for?
I'm going to Kennesaw State University.
Okay.
I'm going there for media and entertainment.
Wow.
So I want to branch out into film, not just music, but film, editing, everything of the sort. I want to be multifaceted.
Anything in the entertainment?
Anything.
Wow. Okay.
Anything.
So that's dope. So the type of music that you do, can you break down why do you do it? Like, how did you get into it? Why you just didn't want to be the typical rapper? Or like, hey, like, can you explain your style of music?
To be different, man. Like, I was, before maybe July of 2022, I was doing like the normal trap, like, because that was what's popular. That's what I started hearing. I was like, that's what people like. So I started doing that, imitating that, putting my own twist on it. But I had a breakthrough. I wanted to bring my own culture into it and spin it into a way that has never been done before.
Yeah.
And in September of 2022, that's when I started playing my like cultural stuff, and it started kind of hitting off with crowds. So I started doing that more because people have never heard it before.
Right.
Like I dropped this song called Akuma Hum.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always afraid to like perform that or show people it because I wasn't sure of what people were gonna think, but I performed it one time and people loved it.
Wow.
So
That's dope.
Yeah.
So how did you come up with your name?
YNC made it. I've had YNC for a while, like since maybe like late 2019. I went by. I first started off as Kaiju Beats because I was a big Godzilla person. I love Godzilla. Like I love Kaijus. I love like Pacific Rim. I love stuff like that.
Pacific Rim. Okay.
Yep. So I shortened it to YNC Kai, which stood for Young and Careless. Young and Careless. So I went by that. And there was a couple other people into it. It used to be kind of like a group thing, but I'm kind of the last one that kept it.
Right.
So I shortened it to YNC Kai. And then I had a little phase where my name was Avi Dwayne. So I was like, there's too many names. I want to put it all under an umbrella, under YNC Made It, to let people know I'm a producer, first off. And not that the personas went away, but it's all under like one thing.
Right.
So
do you like doing more of the producing side or more of the performing side?
Ooh. I don't know. I'm starting to like performing more. Well, not more than I did because I started performing in September.
Okay,
That's when I first started. But producing, like that will always be my love. I've been doing that for 6 years. Going on 6 years. So that's my favorite.
So of course, so producing is more. So you're more on under the producing umbrella, but performing is just like an extra added on to the.
That's a bonus. Being an artist is just a bonus.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about the producing side of things. Do you really love the producing side? Like, because I don't really know too much about like the producing side, but I know it could probably get kind of not repetitive, but I don't, cause to me, the reason why I didn't get to it because it was kind of boring. I was like, bro, I can't sit back here and make a beat, man. I don't think I could do that. But like, why do you love doing that side? Like, what drives that?
It's just creation, overall creation. Like, I love how when you open your laptop, you open Logic Pro, it's just blank, and then 30 minutes later, you're getting creative. You add a note. You think, hey, this usually doesn't. People don't usually do this, but let's try it anyway. But like 30 minutes later, when you have the finished piece, that's what keeps me going. That's what I love, like that I'm able to create something with my bare hands into just something so beautiful to me.
Oh, that's dope. One of my homies told me about, who's a producer, he told me about, hey, man, I went back and listened to the first beat I ever made, and I realized how trash I was back then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad he admitted it, too, because some people will be like, yeah, it's fine. No, like, stop. But no, in fact, I was making beats. Like, I didn't even have, like, a Mac at the time. Like, all I had was my phone.
Oh,
so
you making beats off your phone?
Off my phone.
Is it an app you use?
GarageBand.
Shit.
But it's made by the same people. It's Apple that makes them.
Yeah.
So Apple made Logic, and then they made GarageBand, which is also an app. So I was just thugging it out like that, and I thought it was the best stuff in the world. Looking back, I'm just like, bro,
nah,
how? Like, why? And my friends were hyping me out too. They was like, yeah, this hard. I'm like, bro, be for real. Like, be for real. But yeah, I had to thug it out. My parents eventually got me a MacBook.
Oh, word, okay.
And
shout out to folks.
Yeah, shout out folks for real. Like, they've been my number one supporters for real.
That's dope. So, with you being a performer now, how many times would you say you have performed since September?
Since September, I would say about 20, 30.
Oh,
that's on the low. That's on the low end.
That's good since September.
Yeah.
Shit, cause we only at the top of January, so in 4 months you done performed like 20 or 30 times.
Around there.
What was the biggest crowd you performed in front of?
Ooh, biggest crowd, Bonfire.
You performed at Bonfire?
Bonfire.
Damn, that's dope.
How
was that experience?
Man, that was amazing. And Shout out Terry. Shout out Bonfire. Shout out Michael Montana. Shout out We Are Fly. Man, that was surreal. Literally, I went to one of Rockland One. Also, shout out Rockland One. To one of his showcases at the same venue. He saw me perform. Him and Terry gave me my flowers, and Terry pulled me aside. Was like, "I want you to perform at Bonfire." I was like, "Wait, what?" I was like, "Cause I knew of the venue."
Did you know about Bonfire before?
I knew of the venue.
Okay.
Cause I knew of the venue. Cause of I don't know if you heard of Pink Flamingo. Cause
Yeah,
I'm in the cars.
Yeah.
They had a event maybe like a few weeks prior, so I knew of the event, but I never knew much about the event like that.
Yeah.
He was like, "I want you to perform at the 9th anniversary of Bonfire." It was the 9-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And on top of that, I got to perform when the fire was actually being lit. There was 2 of them. It was pretty cool. It was like in the middle, and it got like it was like mad cool.
That's dope.
Man, that joint was surreal. I don't know how many people. I can't even give an accurate number, bro.
Every Sunday, man. You know,
Every Sunday,
yeah.
bro.
They do it every Sunday. They don't skip either. They just
Yeah.
had it this past Sunday
Yeah,
too.
and
Man.
I'm about to go. Thinking about doing another bonfire. Bro.
Okay. So now that you've been performing a few times, you've been producing, of course. You've been doing your thing. What is like the motivation on why you continue to do what you love to do? Because a lot of people will quit.
I don't like what ifs. If I quit, I will have the what if of what if I kept going.
Right.
Like you don't know how close you are to that one hit or them knowing your name. And I had so many people like behind me. My girlfriend, shout out Cameron. I love my girlfriend. Of course, that are supportive 100% of the way. Like I don't want to let those people down. And I have God that put me in this path.
Yeah.
So many people, like of course you, of course Scott, of course so many other people. He put those people in my life for a reason, and I'm not gonna throw away those blessings.
With social media today, do you think it's easier for artists to get on or harder for artists to stay on?
I would say it's easier to get on because the world is honestly your oyster. So it's really what you do with those tools. I would say, like even TikTok, bro. There shouldn't be a reason why up and coming artists shouldn't be posting on TikTok,
yes.
Instagram, stories, reels. Like those are all tools given to you so you could succeed. So I think it's easier to get on. It's just how much an individual would want to apply themselves towards that goal.
So would you do anything different that still referred to your music? Like would you be like, because what you saying at TikTok, you know what I'm saying, all the platforms, would you do something like, hey, I'm a chef, I'm cooking up beats, you know what I'm saying, but have like a chef hat on and actually like, you know what I'm saying, something different?
If I need to, shoot. I'll put that chef hat, or look like Chef Boyardee. I don't know, but I'll do what I need to do.
I've seen people do like wild shit on TikTok just to try to find different ways to promote their music or promote their brand or promote anything that they have going on.
As long as you're true to yourself, that's all. That's all it is. If you sacrificing like your self-worth, if you sacrifice it, then like nah, but like, as long as you're true to yourself, because I've seen, like you said, there's some crazy stuff that people are doing.
That's true. Is there any major events that you want to do outside of Atlanta, or any cities that you want to do outside of Atlanta, or have you even performed outside of Atlanta yet?
Never.
So what events that you heard of that you would love to be an artist to go to or perform at?
Right now, off the top of my head, South by Southwest.
Right.
I just heard about it maybe like a month ago.
Really?
I've never heard
Oh, you
of
never?
it.
Man, I've been to South by Southwest at least 4 times already.
Really?
Just as a DJ and as a as an interviewer, I took artists there before. Like it's a really big experience. Like it happens usually the 2nd or 3rd week in March or whatever.
That's
like
my
that.
birthday month too.
Yeah, see, March is really big. Like, I won't be going this year, just because I have other like shows going on during the time. But South by Southwest is huge. Scott's going this year, so I think he's taking a few artists. So you might want to hit him up because I know.
Shoot. Yeah, because I got 2 friends going too. My boy Jay Activist, he's one.
I know Jay Activist.
He's one of the most dope rappers that I've ever met. We all go to the same school, and Drake Jones too. King Roscoe.
I don't think I've heard of King Roscoe, but I know Jay Activist.
Yeah,
Jay Activist was one of a few of our shows before.
Yeah, Jay Activist, bro. He one of the best rappers out right now, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
we
dope.
all in a music organization called NSEG, the National Collegiate Entertainers Group.
Wow.
And it's like it's these group of artists representing a school,
So he go to school with you at Kennesaw?
Kennesaw State.
Okay.
So they have these individuals called certified entertainers or CEs.
Mm-hmm.
We have about maybe 30, 35 members in NSEG in our chapter, which is Kennesaw State. We chose maybe about 15% of that 30 or so, and we put them against other schools and get a winner. Kennesaw right now is undefeated. We're the only one that's undefeated. And me, and Dreek, and a couple others are CEs. And we actually have a competition in the next few weeks.
That's awesome.
So,
bro.
yeah, that's what we've been doing.
Awesome, man. For real. Congrats to you on that, man.
I appreciate
Drop
it.
one of the bombs for there. Because just get out there, like, doing things with their music and explaining and exploring different things and meeting people and networking is definitely very important. How important is it to you on building relationships with people and, like, not even in the industry, just relationships, period?
And it's a make or break. And I'm still, this is my year to learn that as well because I'm an only child. So making relationships is just like, and I'm still kind of like nervous. I don't know if you could tell that, like, sometimes I can be a shy person.
I get it. Yeah.
But you don't know who individual knows. So I think a relationship with even just other people, because you don't know, hey, this guy knows this individual, this guy knows this photographer or this rapper or this producer.
Right.
So it's always important to rub elbows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Is there any artist right now that you would love to work with right now?
Right now.
They got to be alive too, so.
I got a whole list.
You just gotta perform with them, period. I mean, work with them, period.
Bungie Garland, Marshall Montano. Those are two soca artists.
Yeah.
Lil Uzi Vert, Yeet, Deonta Hitchcock. Really, I'm open to anybody.
Dope.
I love Yeet. Yeet's hard.
That's dope. So, with you being an artist, once again, like you here in Atlanta, do you feel like it's harder for artists that's not from, that's artists that's in Atlanta, than artists that just come from other cities and just come here and just blow up out of nowhere? I see that happening a lot.
I mean, is it harder for them?
Is it harder for the artists that's in Atlanta to really kind of blow versus the artists that come to the city and blow?
Because honestly, I've heard this on CNN. Atlanta is the cultural capital of the world.
Yeah, true.
In terms of, like, take Lil Baby for example. Lil Baby, Thugger, Gunna, they all had the city behind them. The city, Atlanta, I think, is the number one city when it comes to backing up the artist. Like, if you dope, the city gonna back you. New York to me is a close second, but Atlanta, like, they love their own people, bro. That's what I think. Like, if you say you from Atlanta, and plus we can hear it too. Like,
of course.
Atlanta accent, I don't have it for some reason, but like, I don't have it. Like, so they'll be like, "Oh, you from Atlanta?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm from it." Maybe sometimes it's because I pronounce some of the T's, but
right,
hey, man.
You how often do you go back to? You said Trinidad, right? How often do you go back home?
I've been there over a dozen times. Like,
so
I've been there frequently.
With you being an artist that just started performing, is it how easy it is to get a show there on? Like, is it?
I haven't even dived into that yet.
It's got to be something you want to do, though.
It's absolutely something I want to do, and I actually saw Jay Activist. He's in St. Croix right now. He got a show down there. It made me think. I was like,
how
man,
the fuck did that happen?
Because he's Jay Activist anyway. But low key, I think it would. I don't think it'd be too hard. Question mark, because it's very. They're not the States. They're very big on soca. So I'm still trying to do like a little experimental sound when I'm trying to put two together. But it's definitely something I want to do like in the near future.
Right.
I want to maybe do a carnival or two or something like that.
Hey man, Nicki Minaj says she's from Trinidad. Is that true?
She is.
She's okay.
She's the one person that everybody recognizes from Trinidad.
Really? See, I didn't know if that was real or not. I'm like, I heard she was from New York, but then she said she.
But she moved to New York when she was like small.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah,
it makes sense now.
Like I'm Trinidadian. People are like, "Oh, Nicki Minaj." Like, bro, there's more than Nicki Minaj, bro.
That's not the most famous Trinidad Trinidadian, is it?
To Americans, yes.
Oh, so okay, all right. So
But
who is the most famous Trinidadians to Trinidad?
double check. Masha Montano.
Masha. Okay.
Masha Montano. He's the biggest, the king of soca.
Word. Word. So, the type of music that you do, once again, it's more so related to on that side.
Honestly, it's smack dab in the middle.
Okay.
The goal is to have Americans and not even just like people from the Caribbean, Africa, just people just like us.
Yeah, of course.
To relate, like to fully like understand. Like I want like bits of both sides just to all come together and enjoy one set of music.
Now, have you had any adversity with being an artist and a producer? Have you had like people that you grew up with that like he ain't popping no more, like he ain't doing this, you know what I'm saying? Like I know because the thing about it with me being a DJ, I moved to Atlanta. I'm from Mississippi originally. I moved to Atlanta and like I wasn't really known in Mississippi. Come here, blow up. People like that nigga was lame in high school. They ain't none of my friends are like my friends anymore. Have you had any adversity with things like that, losing people that you thought were your friends and they're not even fucking with you no more?
You're not a successful musician unless you do.
Unless that happens.
When I got that and I'm just like, all right, I'm doing something right.
Right, of course.
I'm not worried about it. If you with me, you with me, and I'll know if you with me. If not, then don't be mad if I send you rates.
Absolutely.
You know you're going to get our spreadsheet. Like, if you want me, it's going to be this amount of money. Just remember that.
Now, do you do split sheets as a producer? Like, do y'all do like? Because I've heard of something like split. I don't really know what it is, but it's like more so the producer gets X amount credit for the song and everything.
Absolutely.
Now, can you explain how that works on a producer side?
I don't know too much. I know like the general. It's kind of just a way to protect producers because there are a lot of artists that like to finesse.
True.
For example, I'm trying to think of a like big example. I can't think of one right now, but like it's just basically sort of a contractual obligation. Just saying, if I made a hit record, I made a record for somebody, and it's best to do this before they blow up because you never know what song blows up.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
like if like I will get this amount of royalties per stream or so on.
Yeah.
But that's just a way to protect producers, just make sure that they get paid, that they don't get screwed. But a lot of young producers, even I'm like looking more into it. I'm looking more into the business side of it.
Right.
Always have a BMI, always trademark your stuff. Always just have somebody like to have your back. Thankfully, I have somebody that watches my back. His name is D-Roy Andrews. Shout out to D-Roy. He lives up in New York. Grammy-winning producers, made many hit records for many big artists.
Shout out D-Roy.
So he's been kind of looking out for me.
Right.
Got my back.
That's dope, man. I seen a situation. I know you probably seen it as well. Hit Kid, the guy who made the.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking about that, but I didn't know too much about it though.
Yeah, it was more so like he did the split sheet or whatever with Glorilla. Then the song took off, and she signed to Gotti, and it's more so like they trying to buy his royalties back. You know what I'm saying? Because apparently he was getting a big percentage of the song.
Yeah, because it's his song.
She wasn't, but he was. He had his shit together, but she just, signed it off. They was just trying to really more so trying to take him to court saying that they own the song because it blew up. And he was like, nah, like I made this record. We had an agreement. He had his thing together. That's why I asked, because it's more so like, producers definitely need the love and appreciation just as much as the artist do, because the song wouldn't have been as big as it did without the beat.
Exactly. Because you could put it on any beat and it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
Like, people sleep on the contributions of the producer.
Yeah, of course.
And that's what is frustrating. I mean, like, it's good. Artists, absolutely, like, whatever they did on the song, like, they did that. But, like, the productions, the drums, the 808,
right.
that's really what pushes the song to be what it is, in my opinion.
100%, man. Look, I think I appreciate you. I got all the questions I asked for today, man. Is there any, let's say if an artist came up to you today, man, and like they don't know shit, like zero, nothing, what motivation would you give them if they came to you today?
Be different. Be different. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Follow your gut. Always have good people around you. and just keep going. Just keep going, man. That's really all I gotta say about it.
1000% appreciate that. YNC made it, man.
Yeah,
Say your Instagram and everything for everybody.
Y'all can follow all my socials at YNC Made It. Again, YNC Made It. Instagram, Twitter, even Snapchat if people still use it. But yeah, that YNC Made It.
No doubt, man.
Give me a rum with the coke of the eyes. Showing my mother, but why? Get it. Him and Jack with the knife. She want me for life. Got to protect with the time. Call me Ted with the nine. Kim and Jay looking so fine. Penny or Chrissy or wine. I wish these niggas well. Put my up in a back in hell. Hitting my stride, nigga standing still. I be the last nigga standing still. There's no flows, nigga, I am still. I got the boss with an understill.